Rolling.
Take one.
It is a beautiful evening here in Wisconsin, and we are outside working. We are working on all sorts of things. Well, it started raining, so we moved the party inside. Okay, so we were outside enjoying this beautiful Wisconsin evening. What are you laughing at?
Fareed's just in the corner picking a beer out. It completely just the entire
Turn it off. Well, it started raining outside on our party, so we moved back to the basement. But what we were working on, we were flanging the lightning holes here, and with all the round ones, we created these dies, and on the press, we just pressed them, and it makes a nice, uniformed, real pretty press. But for the ovals, instead of making a press, we decided to use a bob stick, which is basically a stick with a slit in it, and the concept is you put it in there and flange it over. We've learned a couple things though. We're only about halfway through, but I've already learned a lot about bob sticking. If you want a 3/8 flange, don't make a 3/8 slit, because interestingly enough, when you put it in there and put it back, I don't know scientifically, geometrically what happens, but you don't get a 3/8 flange. So we kind of eyeballed it, did a deeper slit, which actually gives us closer to a 3/8 flange. The other thing we learned is if you hand hold it and start cranking it around, it really kind of deforms and mangles the rib quite a bit. I don't have an example here. So to get a more kind of a uniformed, pretty bob stick flange, you actually set it down on the table, and then using the gap, I found it's helpful to set the radius first, just ever so slightly, kind of make that little mark, push it in as hard as you can, make that little mark, and then go around, I don't know, 8 or 9 times, just doing a little more each time till you can't go anymore. And that's about a 30-degree flange. So there's our bob stick flange. We found it's not as pretty, it's not as uniformed, it's not as perfect as a die press, but it gets the job done, and it's inside the wing. And as Doug Carter would say, if you're scratch building a plane, it's okay for it to look scratch built. So we're bob sticking the oval holes. Man, that's work. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's a bob flange.